Hey, what's up, Night Viewer? Now, I figure I share you guys some information that I have learned. Now, I've had this full face helmet for the past couple months. I actually purchased this during the season when it was pretty much low or pretty much on the verge of taking a break or anything. Because I'm living in the states where we get all 4 seasons, which means we can't you can't really ride your motorcycle all year long as if you wanted to. You do have to, when winter season comes up, you do have to put it up and take a break, and then after the winter season, yada yada yada. So anyway, I got this during its downtime, and the dealership that I went to that I got this from was having a huge sale on motorcycle helmets. They had some that were 50% off, some were 40, some were 20% off. They had all different brand bike helmets. But the reason why I chose this one, because it was actually, with the discount, that sale that they were having going on, this was literally under $100. And all the others they were good helmets and stuff. But anyway, there was this parts guy that was working in the dealership, and he pretty much helped me out and, answering questions and things of that nature. And again, like I said, I chose to get this full face one because, my mentality is, since I'm new to this hobby, I want something that will give me more protection. Now, the point of this video is pretty much like I already mentioned. I want to share with you guys what I've learned, and I haven't written anything yet. Right now I'm in the process of trying to find a MSF class that's actually close, in a close range where I live, so that way I can go there and take my classes, because I still have to do the enrollment and everything like that. But anyway, what I've learned is about the back of the helmet, which is these two right here. Now, in your learner manual book, when you went to the DMV and picked up your learner's manual, they mentioned that the motorcycle helmet must have the DOT rating, which is right here. It's basically the Department of Transportation. They approved the motorcycle helmet to be legal enough to be driven here in the state. Now, I was not aware of the ECE rating. And like I said, I was kind of surprised when I went over to the dealership and I saw all these helmets. The parts guy was very helpful. He measured my head. He informed me what type of motorcycle size I'm looking for. And one of the things that I will admit, for those of you that are new just like me, these motorcycle helmets actually goes up in price based on the size of the helmet that you have to wear. Basically, they are not like sneakers. Like, how when you go to a sneaker store and you find the model shoe that you're interested in, and it doesn't matter what the size shoe you get, it's still the same price because of the brand or the model. When it comes to the motorcycle helmets, though, it's a lot different. The rules are different. You can find the same model that you like, but the higher the size, the more expensive it'll get. The lower the size, it's cheaper, obviously. So anyway, the guy measured my head. He told me what my head size were, what type of helmet range I should be in, and then I found, like I said, I tried on all of them. And that's another thing. From my experience, definitely try out every helmet that you see that in your size range that can actually fit. When I say try it on, I don't mean just put it on your head and take it off. No, I mean put it on, look around, move your head a little bit, and also pay attention about how the actual helmet feels on your head, on your face, your cheek, everything, your jawline, everything. Just in general, depending on what type of helmet you're going for, pay attention to how well it fits on your head. If it feels tight or you're starting to feel pressure, here, let me move this. If you're starting to feel pressure in the center dome of your head, where you're starting to feel a little lightheaded, or you're starting to feel pressure, or like you're getting a headache or anything, take it off. The helmet's not for you. You know what I mean? It's like, also another thing, you gotta make sure it's a snug fit. Now, you don't want it to be too tight because it's going to be uncomfortable. And we all know when we wear something that's uncomfortable, guess what? We're not going to really wear it. So it makes sense, right? But you do want it to be a snug fit, whereas the helmet moves as your head moves. You don't want a helmet too big where it's like you move your head, like say you move your head to the right, which right now looks like I'm turning to the left as you're facing it. But if you were facing me like how this helmet is, you turn to your right, and this is where your face will stop. You want the helmet to stop where your head stops. But if the motorcycle helmet is too big and you turn your head here, next you know the helmet's still turning, and then it'll stop whenever it wants to. Or if you look up and then like it's easily able to come off, because you got to understand when you're riding a motorcycle, a lot of people, like I said, I'm learning this stuff right here. A lot of people don't take in consideration that there's a lot of wind that press against you unless you have like the the glass shield and everything like that. But regardless, you're still gonna have some form of wind pressure hitting you. If the helmet is a bit big, it might actually try to slide off, or it'll just move. Even though you have the straps on, it can still move, and it'll hurt your vision. You increase your chance of getting in an accident, and not only that, but hurting yourself and someone, other people as well. So you want it to be a snug fit where it's not going to be affected by the wind that's pressing it going up against it. When you turn your head, you want to turn exactly with you. You don't want it to be tight, but you do want it to be snug, where it will give you kind of like a chipmunk cheek. But don't worry about it. As long as it's a snug fit, that's all that counts. Now, as you can tell, I'm not really doing a review of this. Obviously, if you're curious, this is the, if memory serves me correct, the Vega AT-A2 Black Flash model. Yeah, like I said, I got this because it was on sale and it was cheap, and I figured, you know what, go for it. But anyway, in the learner's manual, they said, for motorcycle riding, they said you must have a helmet that has the ratings, the DOT on the back of it. It's Department of Transportation stamp on the back of it. That means it is legal, it is recognized for safety and everything here in the state. Now, the ECE, which is right down here, there you go, the ECE, what's surprising to me about that one is, because like I said, it's not mentioned in the motorcycle learner's manual book, is that this basically means that it's been tested over in Europe, where they do a little more testing than just the approval DOT. Now, there are some helmets where it just has the DOT. Sometimes they'll have 2 rating systems. Sometimes they'll have 3. It depends. But the 3 rating system is DOT, ECE, and also the Snell system. That's spelled SNELL, Snell. And that one is like the highest rating system because it's done by an actual company that hardcore tests the motorcycle helmet, but they do it in terms with the mentality of racing, like going onto the track, making sure the helmet is not only durable enough to deal with all the wind, but also for like crashing, say you accidentally hit a wall. If you think about motorcycle racing, like the one that you see like on TV and stuff, where they knee drags and stuff like that, there are moments when there are accidents that happen where the motorcyclist either collides with the helmet, not the helmet, collides with the wall, or hits another rider, falls off, hit the pavement, and you got to remember they are going high speed. So obviously the Snell company want to make sure the helmet is 100% perfect for the actual safety of the rider. So that's why, and the fact that, and obviously with that being said, any motorcycle helmet that has a Snell rating system, yeah, the price will actually go up. Now, like I said, be aware that in terms of purchasing a motorcycle helmet, it is not the same like sneakers. Like, you know what I mean? Like, say you go to a store and you're looking for, you find a sneaker that you are interested in. You like the model, you like the way it looks, and you want to, try it on. So obviously you got to find your size. So you find your size of the sneaker, everything look good and dandy, and you go to the register. It's just still the same price as if you were to get any size of the sneaker. All you're paying for is the model of the sneaker and the brand that's been stamped or made by. However, in the world of motorcycle helmets, it's a lot different. In other words, the bigger the helmet size, the more it's going to cost. It doesn't matter what model it is. I mean, obviously, the brand does come into play, but also the rating system come into play. Because, like I said, if it has Snell rating, that means the price will definitely go up. But it's worth it because that's some seriously good rating. Now, I did see some motorcycle helmet that had the Snell rating, but again, like I said, it was a sale. This was under $100. I went with this one, even though it does have both the DOT and the ECE, which is good. And this is only my first motorcycle helmet, so that means eventually, once over time, even the parts guy says it, once you start developing your own idea of what you want in a motorcycle helmet, that's when you'll realize, as a seasoned veteran or as you become more and more of a motorcyclist, you will definitely know what the helmet is best perfect for you. But for right now, the advice he gave me is go for the one that fits your cost, fits your budget, but also gives you the best safety that you can afford at the moment. And I tried this on. I walked around in it. It was definitely a snug fit. And like I said, this is not really a review or anything like that. It's just, hey, I got a motorcycle helmet. Still have not ridden anything, but I just wanted to share what I've learned so far, because I'm new to this hobby, and I know there's a lot of people out there that's new to this, that may be entering this hobby or in future want to join in. I just figured I'd make this video to pretty much give you guys a heads up of what I've learned so far. Just because it's your first motorcycle helmet doesn't mean it's going to be your only motorcycle helmet. They do get loose. They do wear over time. It's like sneakers. Sneakers, they're good. They're reliable for the time being until they get worn out, and you notice, okay, I need to get a new sneaker. Same thing with motorcycle helmet. They're good for the time. Offers great protection. Oh, another thing. Here's another thing, and I actually learned it, and it makes sense too. If you get in an accident or any situation where you pretty much either hit a wall, hit a mountain, hit the pavement, anything where it's like an incident where you ended up sliding, you fall off or anything, you're going to have to replace the helmet. You cannot wear the helmet from an accident or anything like that because you don't know what's been broken. You don't know what's been cracked unless you visually see or anything. And it is advised not to keep that helmet. You're going to have to replace it with another helmet. And make sure the helmet that you do purchase does come with like a warranty. This one does come with a warranty, which is awesome. So, yeah. That's something I didn't even know. It's not mentioned in the Motorcycle Learner's manual booklet. So, yeah, when I went to the dealership and while they was having a sale thing going on, I read it. It's even mentioned inside this manual right here. Let's see if I could find it. Let's see. It is mentioned right. Where is it? Okay, right about here. The helmet's lifespan is limited and should be replaced when showing obvious signs of wear or after any accident. You should never modify your helmet in any way, but you can actually modify it, but you gotta make sure it's, during the safety protocol to protect yourself. But it doesn't say it here. It's just basically saying, we advise you not to modify your helmet, but it is your money, it is your helmet, and you can do whatever you want with the helmet. But this is just their advice tip. And in any way or remove any components of the helmet. Doing so voids your warranty, yada yada yada. But anything, the number one thing that they said is that you cannot wear your helmet after any accident. You should not, because your helmet pretty much served its purpose in that accident, and you don't know what's been broken or anything, so you pretty much need to get another helmet. And I wasn't aware of that. I thought, hey, say you slid, and it has a little scrape or whatever, but you don't know the actual damage. You don't know if it's cracked. It makes sense, like say you collided into somebody or you went flying, it's best advised to replace the helmet and don't risk, wearing it continuously, because you don't know, even though you may come out okay, you don't know how much, obviously it shortened the lifespan of the actual motorcycle helmet greatly, but but then again, that's basically what the booklet says in there. So yeah, I just figured I'd share that. This video may seem a bit long than it needs to be. So anyway, let me try to speed this up and end it now. There are 3 rating systems. DOT, which is the obvious one. Oh, the parts guy even mentioned this to me before I forget. He mentioned not to buy any like knockoff or any Chinese made so-called real good protection or anything, because more than likely they won't have anything on the back of the helmet where it just just designed makes and stuff, because that means they use cheap materials for the helmet. The helmet looks good and fancy, but it's not going to offer as much protection of any helmet that already has either the DOT, the ECE, or the Schnell rating system, because those helmets were approved and tested to be worn and help protect you when riding your motorcycle. The Chinese ones or the knockoff one are not that great. They easily break like way too easily, and it can cause more harm than protection. So that's what I was advised, and I thought I'd share that information with you guys. But anyway, like I said, every helmet is different. Everybody's different. You may be looking for the half one. You may be looking for the modular where you can actually lift this whole thing up. You may be looking for just the faceless one where it just has the face shield. Either way, the number one important thing about looking for a helmet, the price should not really matter. It's all about how much you can afford at that moment in time. If you can afford a higher price helmet, then go get it. If you can't afford it, but you can afford only like if you're living on a budget and you need to go pretty decent or cheap, try going to the dealership during its sale, like I did. I didn't even realize it was having a sale until I walked in. So, but the most important thing that I want you guys to get out of this video is make sure the helmet has either the DOT, the ECE, or the Schnell rating system, because even though I'm new and I haven't ridden anything yet, which I will eventually, I want to be safe, and I want you guys to be safe, because let's all just be cool, chill, have fun, enjoy life, and do it safely, but still have fun. If I want to stay alive to enjoy the moment, I want you guys to stay alive to enjoy the moment. So definitely be safe, look out for yourself, but at the same time, let's have fun together. Alright then, later. Oh wait, let me turn this to the front now, because this would look better closing up. Yeah, there we go. Alright then, later.